Hope is that the needs assessment. Now, I did this on the heels of, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, May, and Tisha Cook and her group over there are doing an exemplary job, and it's only fitting that we kick this off today in May at our May meeting to start this task force. So with that, we can start doing our resolutions.
Resolution of appreciation, retiree recognition. Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution has been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, first we have Mr. Alex Brown from Central Services, who served our county from 1985 to 2021.
For those folks who don't know that much with regards to the central services, it fulfills all printing, mailing, and office supply needs for the county departments. Alex started there in December 1985. He got out of the Marines, was out of the Marines for 2 weeks, and then ended up getting hired here at the county. Alex has done an exceptional job there. I've been here 4 years, and the only way I can, and I've described Alex in the past, and people have heard it, is he's like a Swiss watch. He just keeps on going. Doesn't matter the weather outside. He's here every day. That's the best way I could describe him. He's done a fantastic job for the county. Never heard him complain about any of the tasks that are given to him during tax time. He's all on deck. He's getting stuff done. He's multitasking, going out and getting the mail. Everybody's services are just continual, nonstop. So I thank him for welcoming me here. And again, he's done a fantastic job for us.
Well, when he said about getting the mail through the snow and stuff, it's a piece of cake. I've been through hurricanes and typhoons when I was in service. So being here has been a pleasure. And I think it's just time for me to move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. Alex's son Chris works here, so his legacy will move on, even though Alex isn't here. So, as mini me, yes. Next, we have Deborah Reifenberg from the Treasurer's Office. Cindy's going to accept that. Thank you.
Thank you. So Deb started in the real property area back 15, 16 years ago, and before she transitioned to the treasurer's office in the tax area. And we were very fortunate that she had that experience because she could bring to us some knowledge from real property. This is before our offices merged, and there were a lot of things that, sometimes you don't know something until you know it. And so she was able to come and share with us a big picture of how real property intersected with a lot of what we were doing in the tax area. And so, Deb did all kinds of, thousands of tax searches, certificates of residence, worked on all of the legal processes that we use to enforce the taxes. And over those years has seen a lot of changes in technology, systems, laws, processes have all changed. And I hope that when she looks back over her career, that she thinks of the many, many taxpayers and abstractors, attorneys, students getting certificates of residence and their parents, and all of us that she has helped along the way. And so we will miss her and we thank her for her many years of dedicated service and wish her all the best of health and happiness in her much deserved retirement. So, and thank you. We'll make sure she gets the gift.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, government operations.
Okay, we'll start with our preferred agenda resolutions, Government Operations Committee. Resolution 1, authorizing attendance in the out-of-state conference for the sheriff. Resolution 2, abolishing a health statistician position and creating a quality improvement coordinating position in public health. Number 3, abolishing a public health nurse 2 position and creating a nurse epidemiology position in the public health. Number 4, creating a full-time permanent heavy equipment operator position, solid waste. Number 5, authorizing execute a memorandum of agreement and modifying the salary for Director of Community Health Services. Number 6, authorizing extension agreement, State University of New York for COVID vaccination sites. Number 7, modifying the contract approval with the county contract policy and procedures. Number 8, authorizing enterprise agreement with Spectrum Enterprise. Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for
Resolution's
adoption.
been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ostrander. Is there any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Norelli,
Aye.
Bono, Cunningham,
Yes.
Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski, Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka, Ostrander, Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses, Jones,
Aye.
Walrod. 1,312 ayes.
Carried. Next, we have Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 9, authorizing to enter into an updated contract agreement with Aetna. Number 10, modifying the 21 budget drinking water enhancements grant renewal. 11, modifying the 21 budget National Center of Child Abuse and Neglect. Number 12, authorizing an agreement, the Haven of Skanda, and modifying the 21 budget. Number 13, authorizing the modification of the 21 budget for the Mental Health Department. And number 14, authorizing an agreement with Rosa Consulting. Alex Stepanski, Chairman, Health and Human Services Committee.
Resolutions been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Norelli,
Aye.
Bono, Cunningham,
Aye.
Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski, Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka, Ostrander, Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses, Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz. 1,312 ayes.
Carried.
Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee. Acknowledging, number 15, acknowledging the introduction of proposed local law number 2 for 2021 and calling for a public hearing to amend the traffic ticket diversion program. Number 16, authorizing an amendment to an agreement with New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for pretrial services. Number 17, a modification to the 21 budget for the Sheriff's OVS grant. Number 18, authorizing addendum to the Town of Sullivan as a secondary party for the Madison County Sheriff's Office in the Chittenango Central School District. Number 19, authorizing enter an agreement with Motorola for NICE recording equipment update. Number 20, authorizing a memorandum of understanding with the Shenango County Bureau of Fire for the use of Emergency Management Training Center. 21, authorizing to sign a grant funding agreement with New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services for Terrorism Prevention Program. And 22, authorizing agreement Criminal Justice Discovery Reform Grant. Pete Walrod, Chairman, Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolution's been made, second by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Norelli, Bono, Cunningham, Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski,
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka,
Aye.
Ostrander, Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Yes.
1,312 ayes.
Carried.
Next, we have Highway Buildings and Grounds Committee. Number 23, authorizing an agreement with Solvents and Petroleum Service. 24, authorizing an agreement with Town and County Bridge and Rail. 25, authorizing an agreement with Advanced Window Solutions. 26, authorizing to execute a license agreement with Mohican Model A Ford Club. And 27, authorizing an internet agreement with Madison or Oneida Madison Electric Co-op. Ron Bono, Chairman, Highway Buildings and Grounds.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolution is made, seconded by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Bono, Cunningham, Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski,
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka,
Aye.
Ostrander, Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Yes.
Norelli,
Aye.
1,312 ayes.
Carried. I'm particularly glad that we did an agreement with the Model A Club, which has been a staple in our area for years and years. And last year was the first time in many years that that show did not go on. And I'm glad they're deciding to put it back on and be a staple in our area in the fall again this year. So hats off to Bruce Burke. Okay,
Okay, next we have
Yep.
resolutions for our regular agenda. Resolution number 28, declaring the week of May 6th through 12th, 2021 as Nurses Week in Madison County. Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
we have a resolution that's made, seconded by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? We certainly want to thank all of our nurses throughout the county, no matter who they work for their hard work and dedication to keeping everybody healthy and caring for those who are not. So, anybody else want to add anything? Okay, all in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 29, opposing State Senate Bill S 4264A and Assembly Bill A 6967, Climate and Community Investment Act. Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, do we know for sure that this is what's going to be a result of the bill? Or is this just hypothetical? I've been reading lots of articles and people think it might, but do we know for sure? Do we have information from like NISAC or associated towns, what we think is going to be the result?
What do you say?
Do we know for sure that this is going to happen? There's going to be this increase, or is this speculation?
Well, whether it happens or not, we're going on record whether we oppose it or for it.
All right, so what I would like to do is propose.
How are they going to fund it?
Well, I mean, that's why I would favor an amendment. Look, see the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th paragraph down where it says now therefore be resolved. I would have to say we hereby oppose the portion that involves the increase of tax on gasoline by 55 cents per gallon and the average increase, so that we oppose that, because there's some things in this bill that some people think are good. There's some things in this bill people think aren't good. But I'm not really interested in throwing out the baby with the bathwater. At the same time, I agree that we don't want to see those hikes in gasoline or fuel oil. So
But Supervisor
Hold on,
Goldstein, that-
Hold on, one at a time. Okay, are you done, Jim?
Yeah.
So did you put that in the form of an amendment?
yeah, I'm proposing that amendment. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody want to second Mr. Goldstein's amendment?
I would second it. I agree
Okay,
with him.
Mrs. Schwartz is seconding the amendment. Okay, now discussion. Mrs. Norelli.
but doesn't the 4th paragraph address just that?
The 4th paragraph opposes adoption of the act. I'm saying to take the part out that would raise the increase in the taxes on gasoline and home heating oil, if that's going to happen, because if you read the act, there are lots of other parts of the act that have nothing to do with that. So that's one portion of the act potentially, but there's many other aspects of it, some of which might benefit our county, some of which we may not be in favor of.
Okay, Evan,
Yeah, I would add, I think there are a lot of really good, important aspects of the bill that are going to be really helpful for our towns and our county, and there'll be funding sources to support that. You know, yeah, how you fund it is important. Using taxes on fuel consumption is not, I think that's a regressive way to raise money for this. So that's why I think Jim's amendment makes sense. We focus on the tax increase on gasoline and fuel and allow and be supportive in general of the goals of the Climate and Community Investment Act.
okay, anybody else? Yes, Mr. Stepanski.
Have him turn on his mic.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Yeah, I was turn your mic on.
maybe I misunderstood.
I thought they were missing the point that Yvonne was making, referring to her paragraph 4, and they were talking about changing paragraph 5.
they are,
Yvonne mentioned that she thought 4 covered what you were attempting to do, and I agree.
okay,
Well,
so,
I think what they're saying is it says that we oppose the adoption of the Investment Act in total. So I think what they're asking to do is just say we oppose increases of taxes of 55 cents per gallon and average increase in home heating fuel costs approximately 26%. So just state that piece of the Climate and Community Investment Act. So I can make those changes if that's the spirit of what folks want to do.
that's what I proposed, yeah.
so. The amendment's been made. All in favor of the amendment signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Now, in favor of the resolution as amended, all in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 30, expressing the sense of the Madison County Board of Supervisors that the number of justices of the Supreme Court of the United States should remain at 9. Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Mr. Ostrander. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm opposed to us just weighing on this, not because I don't think anyone is entitled to an opinion, but there are many opinions on this issue. You and I even discussed a little bit in the committee of the whole. I can state unequivocally that Mr. Kavanaugh grew up in the community I grew up in. He knows nothing about rural issues or rural communities. He grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood. It doesn't mean he can't read and understand issues, but my point is the way that things have been handled over the last few years has been very inconsistent. In 1988, President Reagan's last year, when the Senate was Democratic majority, they entertained and appointed a really good justice, Anthony Kennedy, who was nominated by President Reagan. As we well know, in President Obama's last year, he had an opportunity to nominate a justice, and that was blocked. And then, of course, we know the more partisan politics that have occurred since. So I'm not in favor of expanding the court from 9 to 13. I think the way that the court appointments have been handled over the last few years has really been disappointing and way too partisan. So I don't agree with this language, even though I understand the spirit of it. I just don't know why we're weighing in on a federal level when it's a lot more complicated. And really, there's some other people that should be sitting on the court right now that aren't.
Really, it's not that complicated. If people just did what they were supposed to when they went to the federal and state level, we wouldn't be having these issues. And to another point is once they go to 18 or 19, whatever they want to go to, what's going to stop the next crew from going to 35 and the next crew to going to 50 and the next crew to going to 100. So I think traditionally it's 9. I think it's been shown that Justice Ginsburg and Franklin Roosevelt tried it, and everybody's in agreement that 9 should stay, and that is the spirit of the resolution as I put it forward, and that's in this why I put it forward. So, is there any other discussion on it? Yes, Ms. Schwartz.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you, John. I just don't think
course.
it's an appropriate place for the Board of Supervisors to be weighing in on this topic. I think we've become all too partisan at the county, and I think we were a lot better off when we weren't focused on federal issues and tried to focus on state and local issues where we all have a say and a stake in it. So I'm going to be voting no against this for that reason. I basically agree that the number of justices is probably appropriate, but I don't think this is the proper forum for it. And
So you don't think that anything that the U.S. Supreme Court does affects anybody here at our level at the county or regular everyday people, like gun laws, abortion laws, anything like that?
It certainly does affect us.
All right,
There's-
so why shouldn't we weigh in on it?
Well, I think it's making this issue more partisan and focusing us on partisan issues when I just don't think it's appropriate. And, Jim just gave you a partisan, presentation on why many people don't think the current makeup of the Supreme Court is fair. And if, you just said that people aren't doing their jobs, and perhaps I would actually agree with you on that. So, I just think there's a lot of diversity of opinion here. It's your right to bring this resolution, and that's fine, and mine to vote against it.
Okay, Mr. Zupan.
I got a problem with paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It says, whereas the federal judiciary is insulated from political influence throughout the lifetime appointments. I think it's been proven, that's been a proven false statement. So, I mean, I agree with everything else except for that one paragraph.
So would
and I
you
would
like
that to
you
be
would like to
deleted.
take that out?
I would like to take
Okay,
that
you're
out.
putting that in a motion of an amendment?
I would, yeah, I would make a
Okay,
motion.
Mr. Zupan has made the motion to amend the resolution by taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, correct? Correct, Bill? Number 8?
Yep, number 8.
Take the paragraph out, number 8. Does he have a second?
A second.
Second by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor of the amendment signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Everybody opposed? Nay. We didn't get all ayes, so let's do a roll call vote. Yes, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
This is a roll call on the amendment, right, John?
yes, sir. So would that suit Bill?
What?
Federal judiciary is
But
supposed
it's
to
not
be,
insulated. I mean, the
but it's
first,
supposed to be.
it's
That's what we're saying,
supposed to be, but it's
supposed to be.
not. I mean, if you take that out, I mean, I could live with the rest of the thing, but it's
Well,
not
that would be
insulated from-
adding. The federal judiciary is supposed to be insulated.
insulated.
I would go along with that.
Yeah.
So you want to take and put the whereas in front of,
Attempt to expand.
I hate to agree with Pete, but I will.
okay, all right, so,
Take out the first line.
hold on,
Yeah,
okay. So, has everybody had a chance to read this over? Okay,
What's the change, John?
Pete, go ahead.
Mike,
Mike,
The eighth paragraph would read, on the amendment that's proposed would read, whereas an attempt to expand the Supreme Court purely for political purposes threatens the independence and integrity of the Supreme Court and thus the entirety of the judiciary it oversees.
So what you're removing, Jim, is
Just the first
whereas
line.
the federal judiciary is insulated from political influence through lifetime appointments and other measures to preserve its independence.
Okay,
Okay, so we have an amendment on the table by Mr. Zupan. So would you like to pull your amendment and change to his? Okay, all right, who seconded that? Alex, so you're gonna pull your second, Alex? Okay, now Pete, you gotta offer yours as an amendment.
All right, so I propose an amendment then, motion to amend as stated, to move that whereas, strike the first sentence and move it whereas an attempt, begin there to be the 8th paragraph.
Okay, do I have a second by Mrs. Norelli? Is there any discussion on this? Okay, all in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No one opposed? Okay, carried.
Look at that.
That's on the amendment.
That's on the amendment. Oh, yeah. Okay, too many things going on. All right, so on the resolution then as amended, all in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
opposed,
Opposed.
We have 3 opposed. Correct? Mr. Goldstein, Ms. Schwartz, and Mr. Maglioka. Okay.
Maglioka. Thousand 90 yeses, 411 noes with an absent in there too.
Carried.
So it's carried.
Yep.
Resolution number 31, authorizing town, village, and the city municipal grants from host community benefit and modifying the 21 adopted county budget. Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman, Finance, Ways and Means.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka,
No.
Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
yes,
Norelli, Bono, Cunningham, Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski.
Yes.
Oops, sorry. I just messed up here. 1,257 ayes.
Carried.
Resolution number 32. Approving trade-in of the 2017 Ferris mowers. Dave Jones, Chairman, Administration Oversight.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Norelli. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 33, authorize the chairman to enter into various agreements with poll site usage for voting. Dave Jones, Chairman, Administration Oversight.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Corbin. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
aye,
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 34, amending rule number 9A of the rules of the Madison County Board of Supervisors. Dave Jones, Chairman, Administration Oversight Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Norelli. Is there any what?
It needs to be tabled until
Okay.
next month.
Any discussion? Okay, it's tabled.
Resolution 35, authorizing the modification of the 21 adopted county budget. Ron Bono, Chairman Highway, co-signed by Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman Finance.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? second by Mr. Roberts. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Norelli,
Aye.
Bono, Cunningham, Stokes,
Aye.
Stefanski,
Yes.
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka, 1,312 ayes.
Carried.
Resolution 36, authorizing the modification of the 21 adopted county budget. Pete Walrod, Chairman, Criminal Justice, co-signed by Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman, Finance.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolutions are made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye. Aye.
This is a budget. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Corbin, Zupan, Walters,
Aye.
Moses,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Norelli,
Aye.
Bono, Cunningham, Stokes,
Aye.
Stefanski,
Yes.
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka, Ostrander, 1,312 ayes.
Carried.
Resolution 37, authorization to sign a contract with H. Sickerman and Company, DBA The Harrison Studio, Cliff Moses, Chairman, Planning Committee.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Zupan. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution 38, acknowledging the introduction of proposed local law number 3 for the year 2021 and calling for a public hearing. Cliff Moses, Chairman, Planning Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution is made, seconded by Mr. Walrod. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution 39, proclamation for May 9 through 15, 2021 is National Police Officers Week. Pete Walrod, Chairman, Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I'm pleased to move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution has been made, seconded by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? Sheriff, thank you and all of your sheriffs for all that you do for us every day. And for those of you listening, thank you for all of our local police departments and our state troopers for doing the job that you do. Thank you very much. Is there any other discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 40, a resolution recognizing the correctional officers. Pete Walrod, Chairman, Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Chairman, again, I'm pleased to move this resolution for adoption.
Resolutions made, seconded by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? This is also recognizing our correctional officers for fine job that they do day in and day out under difficult circumstances. So thank you again, Sheriff. All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 41, authorizing the extension of an agreement with the Village of Hamilton for biosolids disposable services. Jim Goldstein, Chairman, Solid Waste Recycling Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Payment claims or anything like that? Hey, does anybody have any announcements or anything they'd like to make? Okay, if not, motion to adjourn, Mr. Moses, seconded by Mr. Walrod. We're